What is going on YouTube? In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing some of my favorite tech essentials or just gear in general that I like to bring with me when I travel. Now, a lot of these are gonna be tailored towards my workflow and how I like to be entertained. So not everything on the list might fit well for your travel situation or your lifestyle. So today I'm gonna be traveling to Europe for the first time and I'm gonna be bringing a lot of these items with me. So I decided why not share these essentials with you guys in this video. So here we go. First, I've got the 12.9-inch M2 iPad Pro, which is what I use for most of my light work and also for watching videos. With the addition of Final Cut Pro for iPad, I thought I'd be able to use this now for more of my work on the road, but it's still an extremely limited software, so it's still a 12.9-inch paperweight to me. I think I might end up switching to the more portable 11-inch model if Final Cut Pro for iPad doesn't get better soon. I found that the iPad is only good for light stuff like surfing the web, script writing, or even photo editing. And I can do all of those on my MacBook as well, so the iPad to me is very redundant. I rarely ever bring it on the same trips where I bring the MacBook, so it tends to only come with me on super short trips where I don't expect to do any serious work. I definitely wouldn't suggest the Pro model for most people since you probably won't end up using all the power you pay for. The case and keyboard combo I use with it is called the Logitech Combo Touch, and I've now had this for close to a year. It's super thin and lightweight and barely adds any additional weight when bringing the iPad around. It's also very functional since it's an all-in-one protective case, a backlit keyboard, and a kickstand. The keyboard is also detachable, which is great for quickly switching from laptop to tablet mode. The kickstand can also be adjusted through a range of angles for different use cases, and there's a small cutout on top of the case for holding the magnetic pen. It's never really felt secure to me, to be honest, and I feel like I could easily lose my Apple Pencil if left there when on the move, so I don't. Next up is my workhorse, so my 16-inch MacBook Pro. When I go on most extended trips, I like to bring my 16-inch MacBook Pro with me. This way, I'm able to still handle my most demanding workloads while I'm away from home. I went ahead and bought the M1 Max model with 64 gigabytes of RAM to make sure the laptop is solid for handling anything I throw at it, and this has been great, especially when on the road. The next item on my list is the ROG Ally. Now, this is a Windows-based handheld gaming device with a 7-inch 1080p touchscreen display with a maximum refresh rate of 120 Hz. The high maximum refresh rate on such a small device makes gaming on it super smooth and just doing anything in general. The Ally can emulate all kinds of retro games and also play all sorts of AAA games from old ones to new ones. I'm sure not everyone enjoys gaming, but for me, I do. And when traveling, I find that it's perfect for passing time during long flights or layovers. Just make sure that you've got access to an outlet because this thing has a terrible battery life. Although there's ways that you can make it last longer, but you will not be using it at its maximum potential. I like to also use it as more than just a gaming device because it's a Windows PC after all, meaning it can be used for anything that requires Windows OS while traveling. So besides the poor battery life, it's not without other issues like you'd expect on a Windows-based device. There's the occasional freezing as well as all the constant updates across different softwares on the device. I deal with this all the time on my desktop PC, so the Ally has been pretty easy to work with. If you're not a PC person though, don't expect a console-like experience out of the box with this one. But once you learn to deal with Windows, the experience becomes amazing. I've got games from my desktop PC all accessible on it, which lets me bring a lot of my games on the road. You can use it with Wi-Fi to access games stored to the cloud, or just play in offline mode if you're going to somewhere that does not have access to Wi-Fi or internet in general. If you're someone who enjoys gaming, this is one of many options of handhelds out there right now that's great to travel with. The Rokid Max is next on my list, and they look like your everyday glasses from afar, but do so much more than that. They're essentially augmented reality glasses that can project up to a 215-inch micro OLED screen when used with compatible Android smartphones. These glasses could easily replace a monitor or TV while traveling if the need arises. Now, keep in mind that they don't come with built-in batteries, so they draw power from the device they're connected to. This way, they also end up saving the device some battery life if you turn off the display. They come with these two diopter knobs above the lenses for tuning individuals for different types of eyesights. So if you're someone that uses glasses, you can twist those knobs to find something that's clear enough for you. I brought them on my most recent trip to Kenya where I had 2 9-hour flights back to back, and they were great for keeping my neck upright on the plane while watching movies. With the Rokid Max, there's 2 modes of use. First, there's AR mode, which gives you access to the full 215-inch screen and more features, but it only works with a select number of Android phones, unfortunately. This is their biggest downfall and why I probably wouldn't suggest paying the price they're going for unless you have the disposable income or maybe just wait for a sale. The other mode is called Aircasting, and this works with pretty much any USB-C device, and that includes the iPad as well as the ROG Ally. When used with either one, it creates a theater-like experience for gaming or watching videos in general. One thing to note though is that during Aircasting, the screen size only goes up to about 130 inches, and honestly, that's still pretty massive. Also, they can't be used directly with iPhones, which is really sad. You'll need a few extra adapters to use Aircasting with that, and those quickly add up, making the glasses much less portable. For me, I only travel with the glasses and the USB-C cable it came with to keep things light. They also come with a nice little hard shell case, which is great for traveling as well. The next item is a 4TB SanDisk Extreme external SSD, and this one is important for me to bring on pretty much every trip. I find that I tend to need additional storage for photos and videos when traveling, especially since pretty much all of my devices come with the base storage configuration. The SSD provides an additional 4TB of storage, and its fast transfer speeds also come in very handy whenever I'm in a rush. I also love that I can edit all of my high resolution videos directly off of it while traveling or even when I'm at home. Another advantage is that super compact size, which makes it very easy to travel with. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is the phone I use as my daily driver and also what I bring on my trips. There's lots of great options out there for smartphones nowadays, but this one fits perfectly into my workflow with my other Apple devices. Sharing files, photos, and videos between my phone, my laptop, and the iPad has always been effortless and fast using AirDrop. I love a strong ecosystem, especially when it comes to my work, and the Apple ecosystem has pretty much been that for me. I also use the Pro camera system that the 14 Pro Max comes equipped with interchangeably with my DSLR camera when traveling. Personally, I found that I prefer to use the phone's camera for most of my run and gun shooting to avoid missing critical moments that will usually take too long for me to set up my main camera for. Also, I don't travel with my main camera everywhere, so my smartphone's camera plays a huge role during the times that I don't. Using a protective case for my phone is pretty much non-negotiable, and if you're wondering what case I've got on it, it's a transparent one that was sent to me by Zira. One of the reasons I decided to stick with the clear case is so I can truly appreciate the color of my iPhone. The Moft Snap Stand Power Set is up next. Now, the set comes as a two-part super minimal and compact Magsafe set. There's a super thin battery bank and a stand that also doubles as a card holder for up to 3 different cards. It comes with a magnetic charging cable, which I think is pretty cool, but a normal USB-C cable can also be used to charge it. Personally, I found myself not using the stand and card holder very much, but the battery bank is the perfect size for traveling with as an extra source of power for my phone. It gives my 14 Pro Max an extra 50 to 60% from a full charge, which has already saved my phone from dying in critical moments a few times. The USB-C port offers two-way charging, so the bank can be charged or used to charge your USB-C devices from the same port. I usually end up needing more battery throughout the day while traveling, and this is because I'm usually far from a power outlet more often than not. Also, I use my phone a lot for filming as well as other things when I'm traveling. I found that this power bank from Moft is super lightweight and also portable enough to carry around without being a nuisance. The AirPods Pro 2 is up next, and this is a must-have for me since I use Apple devices for my everyday carry. It connects seamlessly with all of them, which I find to be very convenient. It also comes with Dolby Atmos, which I use a lot when listening to music or even just watching movies. I prefer to only travel with one set of earbuds, so I'm glad they can also be used like regular Bluetooth earbuds. This means I can use them with the ROG Ally for private gaming sessions, and I love that. The small form factor is also great for traveling, and I'll be honest, they're one of the best sounding earbuds I've used. The battery life is pretty good as well, which is very important for something like this, which will probably end up getting used a lot during my travels. The Apple Watch Ultra is the next item on my list, and this is another one of my essential everyday devices, so that means it pretty much comes with me on all of my trips. It's my first ever smartwatch from Apple, and about a year ago when I first bought it, I didn't expect to use it very much. Fast forward to now, and it's become an integral part of my day-to-day activities. I use it a lot to quickly glance through my phone's notifications, take calls, use timers, and control music at the gym, and a lot more. While traveling, it's going to continue doing what it already does for me on a day-to-day basis. Next up is this 3-in-1 Magsafe wireless charger from Zira. It's perfect for charging 3 devices simultaneously, which is huge when traveling. I use it to charge my phone, my watch, and my AirPods Pro all at the same time, eliminating the need to bring different cables for each one. The convenience of just unfolding it and placing each item on there to charge is also a huge benefit. There's two different ways that you can use it. First one is to set it up in a triangular shape to only charge 2 devices at a time, or you can lay it out flat to charge 3 at the same time. I prefer to use the laid out flat method all the time. To power the charger, all it needs is a single USB-C connection, which is great. For me, I find that it's very useful for charging all of my devices overnight, especially while traveling. The Insta360 Flow is up next, and this is a phone gimbal with some pretty cool AI features. With how much better phone cameras have gotten, gimbals have now become a very useful accessory for capturing some impossible angles and the most stable shots. There's lots of phone gimbals out there, but this one has a lot of features that make it really stand out. There's a built-in tripod stand, a built-in selfie stick, and a USB-C port for charging your phone while using the gimbal, or even just powering the spotlight for additional lighting. The Flow is also super lightweight and very easy to use. There's a bunch of cool AI features that it comes with, which can all be taken advantage of through the Insta360 mobile app. Setup is fast and easy, and all you have to do is attach a magnetic clamp to the back of your phone and then attach that to the gimbal. Next, you want to fold up the top to power it on automatically, and it's ready to go. To turn it off, you'll have to fold down the top again. Now, at this point, the gimbal is also in storage mode, where it becomes more portable and perfect for traveling. The gimbal has 4 modes of use. Auto is great for beginners and adjusts the gimbal head according to what is being filmed, so anybody can use this. Follow, PF, and FPV are situation-specific modes that require a little more manual handling. It's also got a smart wheel, which can be rotated to control zoom, a joystick for manually controlling each axis, and buttons for quick access controls, all on the front side. You can easily switch from shooting horizontal to vertical videos by quickly double pressing the button with the replay symbol, and that can come in very handy. The front side of the smart wheel can be swiped to easily and smoothly transition between the different modes as well. There's a trigger button, which works great for using the gimbal's deep track system for keeping a subject within the camera's frame, also for recentering the gimbal or switching to the gimbal's selfie mode. I feel like if you're not someone that likes to film a lot while traveling, this probably won't be very useful to you, but if you're a vlogger or someone who enjoys capturing your travel experience in style, then this might be worth adding to your travel kit. The AnkerWork M650 is next up, and this one is a dual wireless lavalier mic that also has universal compatibility, meaning I can use it with pretty much every device I own. That includes my laptop, phone, and my DSLR camera. It also comes with a USB Type-C and a lightning adapter for converting the mic for use with smartphones, laptops, or even tablets. It's also super compact and easy to bring around, which is very important when traveling. It can be attached to a person's shirt using magnets or a more traditional clip-in system. They can provide up to 25 hours of use from a full charge, but that also includes the charging case. The mic comes with 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. You can use a single transmitter for solo recording or pair with the second one for interview-style recordings. The receiver also comes equipped with a touchscreen that's great for easily navigating the settings menu as well as checking on the status of your audio recording. If you want better audio quality than your smartphone can usually offer, then this might be worth adding to your travel bag. This one also comes with a small bag for keeping the mic and cables all together. My next item is a DIY modular cable set. Now, when I travel, I hate bringing too many cables with me for charging all my different devices. The future cable comes in 4 parts. The first cable is a male-to-male straight USB Type-C. The second cable is a coiled up male-to-male Type-C. And the last 2 are super short cables that are Type-C to Type-C and Type-C to Lightning. The short cables can be used alone or connected to the coiled, and the straight cables to form longer cables customized to your current needs. The cable can supply up to 240 watts through power delivery, which is great for charging even my most demanding devices. My 16-inch MacBook Pro is usually the most power-hungry device I'll bring on a trip, and that requires 140 watts for the maximum fast charge, which the future cable handles quite easily. The cable also has a charging indicator light on one end, which tells how fast the device is charging by displaying different colors. The cable is made from liquid silicone, which looks great and feels nice to the touch. There's also a second option on the website for a braided style cable if you fancy that instead. I also like to bring an additional USB-C cable for when the future cable is in use, so I travel with a long braided 100 watt cable from Ugreen as well. The next item is a 140 watt power adapter from Ugreen that goes really well alongside the future cable for charging all my devices. I've had this one for a while and use it mainly when traveling due to how portable it is for what it can do. It essentially replaces my MacBook's power adapter when I travel since it's more portable and also has more ports. It's got a maximum power output of 140 watts through 3 different ports. One Type-C port that can supply up to a maximum of 140 watts, which is equivalent to what the MacBook's power adapter can supply. Then there's another USB-C port that can charge a second device at the same time, which is really convenient when traveling. This port can supply up to a maximum of 100 watts. The last port is a USB Type-A for the times when the need arises. Keep in mind that getting the maximum wattage from any port might require keeping the other ones free. The main benefit I see with bringing this on trips would be to reduce how many power adapters one needs to bring, ultimately reducing how much one needs to pack. Next up is a universal travel adapter I picked up off Amazon. Now, just like with most other things on the list, this is super compact and highly functional as well. What it does is help convert between different plug styles and outlets that one might encounter while traveling between different continents. I just got back from my first trip to Kenya where this came in really handy. On one side of the adapter, there's a US, an Australian, UK, and European plug which can each be ejected using controls on another side. Now, on the opposite side of where the plugs are, there's an outlet that's compatible with electronics that use all kinds of plugs. So having a plug for the US, Australia, UK, and Europe pretty much covers every other country I can think of as well. For example, Canada uses the same plugs as the US, and Kenya uses the same as the UK. I feel like this is a must-have for everyone, especially if you plan on traveling between continents. My next essential travel gear is this super spacious shoulder bag from TomToc. I bought this specifically to hold my gaming handheld, but over time I began using it for more than just that. Now I use it daily, and also while traveling for holding tech devices I use the most for quick and easy access. Inside the bag there's one large compartment with a divider that splits up the space, as well as a mesh pocket on the other side. One side of the divider has been designed to hold a gaming console with some soft cushioning that protects the screen. On the outside of the bag, there is a small side pocket for more storage, which I like to use for my phone or my passport for quick access. The bag is very spacious on the inside and it holds most of the things I usually need quick access to, which is great. It can be used with or without the provided shoulder strap for carrying it around. If you like to have a few things close by while traveling, then this might be something worth considering. The Sony Alpha 1 is up next, and this is my number one choice for traveling since it's a hybrid DSLR camera that works great for capturing both videos and photos. Personally, I like to pair it with the super lightweight Sony 35mm GM lens to create a nice and compact travel combo. The camera body isn't the smallest out there, but it's not the largest either. The 35mm lens is also light and compact enough that it barely adds any serious weight or size to the camera. Sometimes I bring other lenses to use with the combo, but the 35mm is what I use the most. When I travel to cool places with things to see or where I plan to do some video work, this setup is always exceptional for capturing nice photos and videos. Traveling without a tripod is almost impossible for me, even though I don't always use it on all of my trips. The gimbal is great for capturing stable shots on my smartphone, but mainly while I'm on the move. The tripod, on the other hand, is great for taking static shots from different heights and different angles. I've had the Peak Design travel tripod for a few years now, and it's been great for traveling in all of that time. It's super lightweight, especially if you decide to go for the more expensive carbon fiber model, which is made of even lighter materials than the aluminum one that I've got. It's also very easy to use and can be configured to capture a wide variety of angles. The top can also be modified to use to hold a phone or a DSLR camera, making it a solid hybrid travel tripod. I also really like how small it can get when the legs are retracted, which I usually don't see with most other tripods. The 30-liter Peak Design backpack goes great alongside the tripod. Now, this is what I use in transporting my main work gear like my DSLR camera, my lenses, and other things. It comes with a protective laptop sleeve built into the bag with a pocket that can also hold a tablet. And this works great for keeping my 16-inch MacBook Pro and my iPad Pro both protected. It also uses a quick access system called the mag latch for quickly getting into the bag's top compartment, and there are zippers on either side of the bag for getting in from the sides for convenience. The bag comes with dividers which work great for holding DSLR cameras and lenses very neatly. Each divider can be taken out as well when not in use, which ends up creating more space on the inside. There's a lot of smartly placed pockets inside the bag for holding all kinds of important items, from a wallet to a passport and a lot more. There's also 2-side pockets that can stretch to fit a water bottle or even a tripod. I personally prefer to mount my tripod using the straps at the bottom of the bag. The bag is also very travel friendly with features like luggage pass-through for secure roll-top carry, as well as handles for upright or briefcase hand carry. It's also waterproof, which I really like and consider as super important since it tends to hold important electronics whenever it's in use. Next on my list are travel bags from Monos. I'll confess right now that I bought these mainly because of that beautiful olive green color. Inside the bag, there's different dividers and compartments for all sorts of things to help in keeping your clothes, shoes, and pretty much anything else organized. I'm a huge fan of how well the space has been utilized inside the box, which has helped me in maximizing their use when traveling. For security, the bags use a TSA approved lock and the exterior is made of some durable aerospace grade polycarbonate shell. I've only used it on one trip so far, and for that, the bag was great. It did get dirty very easily, or maybe the TSA just had no remorse for the bag. Particularly, I loved how easy it was to use the handles, as well as how smoothly the wheels worked. The final item on the list are AirTags. Now, they're great for keeping track of pretty much anything, and that's something that's extremely important to me when traveling. Whether it's one bag or 4 bags that I travel with, I always throw one of these in each one. That way, I can easily track their location at any point in time with my phone or my watch. Traveling can quickly become very stressful when you lose things, so having these attached to your prized possessions can be the difference between losing them or not. So, that's everything on my list of tech travel essentials as of right now. Every trip is different from the last one, and sometimes I bring all of these, other times I only bring a few of them. I'd like you guys to go ahead and leave a comment down below of some of your favorite gear and gadgets to travel with. For more info on all the items that I've talked about in the video, make sure to use the links down in the description below. It's Tommy, and I'm out, y'all.